Have you ever tried something that turned out to be much more difficult than you imagined it would be in the beginning?
We are going to work together as a whole school to research and design and build a single boat. But instead of crossing a 50-foot trough of water, we are going to design this boat to cross the Great Salt Lake.
Maybe you're trying out for the soccer team, or you're trying to get on the dance crew, or you're learning a new instrument, or you're trying to ace your math test. Every one of us has tried something that we thought was going to be really easy that turned out to be really, really hard. He's disappointed that he was not able to claim his treasure. You have to try again, buddy. And that's what we do around Armstrong Academy, is that we say we try, we fail, we try again. This was a beautiful day. It was a lovely event. I had a huge amount of fun. I'm going to admit that I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't make our goal, but we learn from failure, and we will take what we have learned today, and we will go back to our little boat called Smalls, and we are going to make some design revisions and do some more planning and do some more strategizing and collaborate together as a school and see what we can do. And we will come back to this place with this pirate, and we are going to try this again, and we are going to succeed. The wind is fair. We'll launch the boat around 9 o'clock, and so we're going to make our way up to the Great Salt Lake at this time. Thank you to all of our Armstrong students who made the trip today. You can all say yar as well. Yar! Okay, count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! We're out here with some of our students. Wave hello. Our Hardy crew is still with us, hanging out. We got some other families out here, and Cody and myself. We've hiked out here. We were hoping to get telemetry signal from it, but we can't get telemetry. We can see it on GPS, and according to our GPS, it should be out there. Hey, there he goes. It's Mr. Sorensen coming to you with an update from the top of Buffalo Point, which is a beautiful place. I'm going to give you the 360. GPS indicates that the boat is rounding this point right now, so it's doing very well. It's somewhere behind me, kind of in that direction. But it's too small to see with binoculars, and it's too far away to get with our radio telemetry. But we are still getting GPS signal. But look at the view up here, people. I mean, look at the view. And Donovan's here. Wave hello, Donovan. Yeah, hanging out.
We got an update. Captain Armstrong and Smalls. He has made it mighty well around to the bend, and is well on his way on the rest of his journey. To continue on, here's an update from Captain Sorensen.
So when last we checked him, we can't get telemetry lock on him, but we have got GPS lock on him, and he is going at a pretty good clip. We are at the Salt Lake Marina, where the boat is supposed to eventually come. Unfortunately, we have lost track of it. Its GPS tracker last sent its location about an hour and a half ago, so we haven't had an update from the GPS. Now, we don't know exactly why that is, if there's a problem with the GPS that's on board, or if it's just moving too slowly for the GPS to monitor the movement. You can see the wind has died to almost nothing. It is crystal beautiful water out here. And so we suspect it's still floating out there, and it's fine, and it's just charging its batteries, but it's not moving under its own power at this time. For some reason, we don't know what it is. But what we're going to do is hang out here. We're going to grab a little bit of drone footage. We're coming to you from the side of the Great Salt Lake with the last update of the evening. We still don't have any GPS tracking on Smalls. However, it's moving. We have got visual confirmation of it. We can see it. Cody's trying to get a picture of it right now. We're going to let it drift to the night, and we'll still end up coming back in the morning. We'll probably hang out here for a little while, but they're going to kick us out of the park as soon as that sun goes down, which is soon. But it's alive. It hasn't caught fire. It hasn't sunk. It's still out there. We were hoping to get one last crack at getting some telemetry, but yeah, we were not able to acquire it. The water looked much closer than it was. Turned out from the road where we parked, it was 1.47 miles through the mud. So we're now walking 1.47 miles to the car. Feels like we've been walking for some time and they don't appear to be getting any closer.
Good morning there, Eagles. It is I, Mr. Sorensen, coming to you with an update. I am in my car right now heading to the Great Salt Lake. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is Captain Armstrong made it. Hooray! The bad news is he made it to exactly where he was programmed to go at 1:27 last night, and I was not there to get him. So at 1:27 he got to the marina, waited outside the marina mouth for as long as he could, and then the loiter function failed, and then he was taken north on some sort of current or wind or something. So right now he is about 3 miles north of Saltaire on a sandbar. It's just going to be a 3-mile hike across the mud flats again to get out there, and then I can latch onto him, drag him back up through the water to Saltaire. And I'll put him on the beach there, and then I'll contrive some way to get him, the remaining half mile to my car. This is some pretty interesting country out here that I'm in the middle of, in this mud flat. I keep getting stuck in the mud with my shoes. You can see I got some very muddy shoes. They're pretty gross and quite heavy and wet. The boat is drifting away from me. I can make about 3 miles an hour walking across this terrain. The boat is drifting away from me at about 2 miles an hour to the north. So I'm following the north shoreline through the mud. I'm making about 1 mile an hour headway on it, which means that this way I should catch it in 1,000,000 years. I'm just kidding. I just crossed a little stream, an estuary called the Lee River. It was really hard to get over it, so it's gonna make retrieving this quite difficult. I had to go probably a mile out in the lake to get around it. It was up to my waist in mud. So I'm taking a breather, drinking something, putting on some fresh sunscreen and bug spray, and then I'm gonna keep heading north. I think the plan is I'm gonna try and see if I can get it. I might drag it up to Antelope Island instead and see if my wife will come pick me up this afternoon instead. But still working on a plan. It's pretty out here. Just a very long walk. I ended up running into the River Jordan, which is right here, and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get across, but at Armstrong, we're problem solvers. We figure out a way to make it done. So I scoured all of the lousy trash that was around, and I found this old, disgusting cooler, which was still watertight. And I put all my waterproof essentials, like the laptop and everything, in my backpack in this cooler, and I floated across, took off my shirt and my sweatshirt, and kind of went behind it. I didn't actually have to swim. I thought I was going to have to, but it was fine. Water was not that cold, and certainly not fast or deep, so it was actually much easier to cross than the giant river of mud. So I'm on the other side of the Jordan, heading up towards Antelope Island. It's quite lovely out here. It does not smell good though, but I'll let you know when I make it to Smalls. Hey there everybody, it is I, Mr. Sorensen, coming to you with an update here on the shores of the Great Salt Lake in what is probably the least accessible piece of coastline anywhere on the lake. We are very far from any road, but ta-da-da! Look at what I found. We got the captain. He made it all the way back here. I just shut down the engines in the computer. It wasn't running, but it seems like he made it all the way down to his destination last night, was disappointed there was no treasure, and decided to try and come all the way back to the first waypoint. He ran aground here, but that means that it was extremely efficient as a system. I want to see if I can flip the camera around. I'm going to show you what Smalls looks like. Look at the salt
that is crusted all over this machine. It is amazing that it was still working. It is a beautifully designed and built thing. And then I have my wife and my very good friend are bringing my bike and a wagon here to the tip of Antelope Island, and they will go ahead and bring me that wagon, and then we'll haul this thing to the shore. It ended up being another 2 miles across the salt flats and then another mile across Antelope Island to get to where the cars could be parked. My good friend Eric came out with a wagon, and we pulled it all the way across those 3 miles back to the truck. Right at the end, we encountered an obstacle in the form of a 9-foot fence that we had to lift Smalls over. That was an extreme challenge, but we did make it back to the truck okay. In total, Smalls traveled 26 miles from the top of Antelope Island down to Saltaire, and then about another 10 miles back to where it found the beach, totaling 36 miles of travel. That is a long way for a small Lego boat to go.
Hi there, everybody. We have made it to the truck. Pretty much thanks to my friend Eric. Say hi, Eric.
Hi. Eric hauled it on this lovely wagon pretty much all the way back. It was a little bit hairy there for a while, but we are back at the truck. Victory is ours. We have succeeded. We'll pack it up and bring it back to the school on Tuesday, and can live enshrined in memory forever. But Captain Armstrong project, successful. Very difficult, but successful. And that's it. Signing out. So what do you do if your task turned out to be harder than you thought it was going to be when you started? Well, here at Armstrong Academy, we say that we feel free to try, to fail, and to try again, and to learn from that experience. This project, perhaps more than any other project we've done, shows that our eagles can do very hard things, and that if we try and fail, it's okay, as long as we try again. All of the people and all of the time and all of the energy that has gone into this project over the last 2 years have made it incredibly memorable, but also a wonderful learning experience. Thank you to everybody who put in all of the time and effort and never gave up in helping Captain Armstrong to make it all the way to the end of his journey. I'm reminded that at the beginning of this project I cited a quote from the great Theodore Roosevelt, who said that he admired the man who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. We choose victory.